Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back with another review. We're going to be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. First episode just came out. It was good.
It was great.
It was good.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a great introduction to what I'm hoping is an amazing series.
Yeah, to me, it feels like it's part of the first act of a movie, which typically has some action and some storytelling, but is usually one of the slower parts of the movie. So I'm hoping that it picks up after here with a little bit more action. I know there's definitely going to be humor because of the interactions between Bucky and Falcon because they're always great and they have been since they were
We
paired
haven't
up.
even gotten into that yet in the first episode. That's what's great. We haven't even
Yeah,
seen the
they're
coming together.
yeah they're flying solo right now. The whole show kicks off with Sam remembering the last words that Steve spoke to him when he passed off the shield. Um, and he's getting ready for something. We don't know what it is.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, you don't know what it is. You know it's probably something for Steve,
It starts off on a very somber tone.
and immediately it goes right into an action sequence.
Sam kicking ass.
Basically, we need to keep it subtle.
And we see the return of George St. Pierre as Patrick the Leaper.
Yeah, and Red Wing makes a little appearance.
We got Red Wing in there, yeah. And it's a great scene. It's like action packed right from the fucking start.
And also still humorous from the minute that he jumps out of the plane to when he lands on, the other plane to try to intercept, and the pilot that's one of the LAF that they call them in this. Um, he gets spooked by him basically, but then Batroc comes in and doesn't believe him because he doesn't see him. It's a very good scene.
We get a great scene where he's nowhere to be found and something, and then like he turns around and Sam's right there in his fucking face.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It's really good. And then Sam straight up murdering dudes, kicking him out the plane.
Again, yeah, we have these Marvel heroes who don't hurt people.
Yeah, but
straight up murdering motherfuckers.
Sam's also a military guy and
exactly.
knows the real world
there
consequences
are no excuses for this.
Battle.
This is what I love about this. I mean, obviously it's Disney, and they can't basically say, we're going to kill this guy. But they're military men.
And he also kind of throws the dude out of a plane.
Yeah.
And
they're doing what needs to be done. He's doing what needs to be done.
Absolutely, yeah.
People are dying.
And we also get the introduction of Lieutenant Torres, who becomes the Falcon in the comics.
I don't know if we're gonna see that.
No, but I would love. I need to keep seeing this relationship between Torres and Sam, because they had great, on-scene chemistry together.
It's
in
just,
the way they.
I mean, this is total speculation at this point. But if eventually Sam is going to become Captain America, which I think we both hope happens.
Absolutely.
We're going to see Torres. Hopefully we see Torres as the new Falcon.
It would be cool, and his costume in the comics is very cool.
Awesome.
Very
than Sam's.
Very different in the comics.
It's really fucking cool. Go and check out the Falcon, or Torres's Falcon.
Yeah, it's
really cool.
Yeah, it's Joaquin Torres, and his suit is very much different from Sam Wilson's comic book. Falcon.
He's got a very different backstory as well, so check that out.
Yeah. And then it kind of goes back to that whole somber moment from the beginning. It picks up where
Sam's back in Washington.
Yeah, and they're back at the Captain America, part of the museum or whatever that they're doing, and he's giving up the shield to put it into the.
It's a very big point that they're hammering home that Sam gave up the shield and he did the right thing.
Yeah. So no one will be Captain America.
There'll never be another Captain America again.
Yeah, because there will never be anyone like Steve, and he doesn't want to dishonor Steve by becoming Captain America, and he thinks that the best thing to do is to give the shield, the last shield that Steve wielded, to this museum, and they put it in a display. They make a whole point of doing this.
It's like the Smithsonian or something like that. It's going to go into the archives. It's going to be perfect. We'll remember Steve forever.
Yep. And then directly after that, he's talking with Rhodey. So we finally get to see Rhodey.
We see Rhodey.
Yeah,
I mean, it's great.
immediately in the show, which we know that he's going to have his own show.
We didn't know though that he was going to be in this, so right away, I didn't know he was going to be in this. Nope. So right away, it's like a great surprise. We see a familiar face.
Don Cheadle back as Rhodey.
Absolutely.
And, he asks him, why didn't you take up the mantle? His exact words are, why didn't you take up the mantle? And he says, if from the moment Steve gave me the shield, it felt like somebody else's. It was Steve's. Because he realizes it's not him. Steve had his place within the Avengers as Captain America. Sam has his place within the Avengers and the heroes as the Falcon. And he's okay with just being the Falcon.
He's okay with being the Falcon, exactly. Yeah. I mean, Captain America, at this point, should be Captain America, and he's the only one that ever should exist. He's an icon.
Yeah, Steve Rogers is Captain America, not Sam Wilson, not James Buchanan, Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. No, Steve. Yeah. So he gives up the shield.
But speaking of Winter Soldier, like immediately in the next scene, we get a really fucking crazy flashback of Winter Soldier on a mission.
Yeah, hunting someone down for Hydra.
And he completes his mission, and there we see he kills an innocent.
Yeah, an innocent person who just happened to be wrong place, wrong time. And then Bucky wakes up from it. And like a typical soldier with PTSD that, the media likes to portray, he's laying on the floor instead of being in his bed. He's sleeping in the hard place because, it's known that soldiers do tend to sleep in pretty shitty places when they're out in the field. You sleep where you can.
Yeah, I mean, he's having a tough time.
Yeah, he's clearly dealing with the after effects of being the Winter Soldier for 70 years.
Understandably.
I mean,
he's done a lot of fucked up shit.
Steve got to sleep for 70 years.
Yeah.
Bucky was killing people.
Bucky did a lot of bad shit.
Yeah, and it's
and we see that later. Bucky's got his book. He's got his diary of amends.
He's got to make amends. Not amends.
Amends isn't a word.
It's just amends.
Amends. He's got to make amends.
But then it goes right into him with his psychiatrist, which has been mandated in order for him to, not be prosecuted by the U.S. government, basically. And he talks about there's a funny scene in there about him talking about, something that he did with his making amends, where he helped someone come to power while he was with Hydra, who worked for Hydra after Hydra falls. He wants to go back and basically take this person down. And it's funny. It goes against kind of what he's supposed to be doing. But it's a good, funny scene. It explains kind of like what he's doing at this point. Trying to, basically, again, make amends and not be the Winter Soldier. He just wants to be Bucky.
He's ready to restart his life after 90 years, basically.
Being a murderer. Murdering psychopath who was programmed by Hydra.
You can understand the amount of weight that's on his mind. I mean, it can't be easy being Bucky.
They're making a point to show it because it's something that is clearly a part of who he is. So they're making a point to show you this. And I thought it was really well done.
It was really well done. It really hits home, It's something that, a lot of people can probably relate to. I know a lot of people aren't the Winter Soldier, but I mean, I can imagine.
But you've done some bad things. A lot of people have done. Want to make
exactly. A lot of people can feel that weight at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe
not decades of murder.
Yeah, but, I mean, nobody's gonna feel what Winter Soldier feels, but I mean, like, a lot of people feel what he feels.
Yeah, and
it's a hard hitting scene. It really is.
Despite the levity in there and the comedic value of it, it is something that people do deal with, and they kind of tackle it in a humorous way, but also in a real way.
And also, right after that scene, we get another hard hitting scene where we finally get to see Sam and his nephews, and
Sam and his sister. His nephews, yeah.
And
their life's not much better.
It's not great, what I mean?
No.
They have money struggles of their own.
Yeah. So him and his sister owned a fishing business that was inherited from their parents, and Sam was gone during the blip. He was one of the people that got snapped away, and
it seems like
she had to bear the weight of
she
that.
was there. Maybe she wasn't. I wasn't sure about this.
No,
Maybe
she was there. She didn't get blipped.
But definitely the nephews were.
No, the nephews grew because he says, I left and they were young. I came back and
no, the nephews were. That's what I'm saying. The nephews were there, but maybe
his sister was
wasn't?
too, because she said that
I wasn't sure about that.
No, so they were three people that were spared.
They've gone on. If that's the case, they've gone on 5 years without any help whatsoever.
Yeah, no,
and in a time where we know the blip was worse than like the Great Depression.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Really, really hard times.
Yeah, and it seems like it's.
Like, it sounds really depressing.
It does, yeah. It sounds really bad.
So far, this show sounds like really hard times have been had all around.
Yeah, and
it doesn't sound great. I mean, it's sad to say this show is fucking awesome so far.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's really nailing home the drama.
Yeah, well, because it's also picking up on everything that has happened and everything that is going to happen. So it shows you the now. It talks about the back then. It's great. I mean it's got good character development. That
great character. I mean that's expected from Marvel.
Yeah, but it also it's not drawn out. They get to the point. They tell you what happened. They move on.
But also, with that being said, we can absolutely see a greater story developing with Sam's family.
Yeah.
Which also brings Bucky's life, We see next thing we see Bucky's on a date.
Yeah, he is going on a date, and there's the line about we have a word for a widow, someone whose spouse dies, widower. We have someone a word for someone whose parents die. But what about for someone whose kids die?
But we don't see. Is it the gentleman that he killed? Is that his daughter? He killed his son. That's his daughter.
Yeah. So, he was out originally with an older Asian man,
right.
And they were out to lunch, and that's how the date got set up. Right. And then he immediately leaves his date and he goes back to the apartment of this older Asian man. And it feels like he's probably going to confess because he wants to make confess.
Amends. He wants to get it off his chest that the innocent that he killed in almost like the first shot,
was the son of
this guy.
And but he sees a shrine.
It's so hard hitting, Bob. It really is, man.
It really it's a gut punch because he sees the shrine that this man has set up to his son who was taken from him.
Can't do it.
And he just says, "I forgot to pay you back for lunch."
Yeah.
And he just leaves because he's not ready to. He's not ready to confess to this man.
It's foreshadowing. I know eventually we're going to see Bucky, like, confess to this man. It's going to be, like...
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard to watch.
Yeah.
It really is.
And then, we talked about Lieutenant Torres. And so we go back to him.
Torres again.
He's infiltrating this group called the Flag Smashers.
Mm-hmm.
In the comics, Flag Smasher was a person. In the show, they're taking it in a
Seems
different
like
direction.
A terrorist group.
Yeah, they're making it a terrorist group, and they believe that time was better during the blip when 50% of people were gone.
Which I don't know. Which was the only part that didn't make sense to me, because how are you going to have the same type of world during the blip when all the people came back? It's not going to be the same. There's no way everything can remain the same.
Yeah, but these people want a world where it was... They want the world now to be structured the way it was during the blip, where there were open borders and government was
government basically.
It was either not every country had their own, and it was all like a unified government for the world with open borders. I think I would love to know more about what their stance is.
We're gonna get it. I have a feeling we're gonna get more into exactly what they want.
Yeah. And then we flash back over to Sam, where he's trying to deal with his struggles, and he's thinking, we can get a loan, we can consolidate, because he doesn't want to lose the business.
And the family man, he wants to help his family,
and the family house is tied.
Everybody
into the
can
business.
relate to that.
Yeah, the family house is tied into the business because they refinance doing that and all that good stuff, and they get turned down because Bucky has no real income for 5 years.
Turned down in a funny and horrifying way.
Oh yeah, it's terrible
for someone like him. You know what I mean? To be, you're a fucking hero.
Yeah, but I can't help you.
Give me a selfie. Oh, fuck you, basically.
Fuck off. Like, because you have
horrible.
you have no real income, even though you can clearly prove that you have, government contracts.
A fucking hero.
But he also says he has government contracts.
Exactly.
But that's
maybe
not
necessarily something that will show up on paper.
I have a solution. Okay. Tony's gone, but Pepper's not.
I thought the same thing.
Just go talk to Pepper.
I thought so. I mean,
talk to Pepper.
I think Pepper would absolutely give him a loan or give him fucking money. But I mean,
she's got that Stark money now.
Right, let's not get into that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the end of the show.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, there's never been a show where at the end of the show I felt so hurt. I felt like I was stabbed in the fucking heart, Bob.
Because you feel it for Sam, because now, after the speech that he made saying that there is no Captain America, this douchebag
what we're talking about is we see the scene where Sam's sister comes in, she turns on the TV, and it's the government announcing a new Captain America.
And then out walks the old man from Up in a Captain America suit. Yeah. I mean, ears sticking out. The chin strap doesn't fit right. The helmet's a little crooked. And the dude winks at the camera. Dude, we get it. You're Captain America. You're a badass, John Walker.
Russell's a great actor, and I can't wait to see what he does.
Fix the goddamn helmet. Fix it. But it doesn't fit
right.
He
looks, I don't know.
Silly.
I think this might be actually, I know a lot of people perceive us as Marvel fanboys, and we're going to stick up for Marvel. But I honestly think this is almost like their plan to make him seem like
a goofball.
I'm a goofball in a Captain America fucking uniform.
Yeah.
Because, at that moment, I honestly wanted to punch my fucking TV.
Yeah, I was.
I felt so insulted for Sam.
I felt so insulted for the fans as well. A fit of rage. A fit of rage looking at Wyatt Russell in that suit. I have nothing against Wyatt Russell.
It's not against Wyatt Russell. He's a great fucking actor. And this might be more a test to his acting, although he hasn't really acted yet.
Yeah, he comes out and he winks.
It's like Joffrey or like Ramsay in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I hate that fucking character and I want to punch them in the face.
Yeah, and I hope that they turn that around a little bit, but if you know the comics and you know the history of U.S.
We'll see what we get.
John Walker's a bit of a douche.
We'll see what we get.
Yeah. So, there it is.
There it is.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 1. Yeah, this is just episode 1.
We're going to get into the other episodes.
5 more episodes.
Guys, please let us know what you think's going to happen in coming episodes.
Yeah. Do you have theories? Because I kind of have some theories.
Give them to us. Come on. I really think we're going to see a lot of great shit. I mean, I think Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to give us so much excitement and so much fun. And where necessarily WandaVision didn't. WandaVision was like an entity on its own. This is going to be, we can speculate. We kind of know where it's going. We don't know where it's going. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I want to see Zemo with the purple mask.
We know he's coming.
We know it's coming. We know that's coming. And I want to see it.
It's going to be beautiful.
So, until then, which is in 1 week when we get episode 2.
Episode 2.
You know what to do. Hit comment, hit like, hit subscribe.
Hit them all, guys.
See you next time.